What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks back with another Moderna update video, ticker symbol MRNA, where we take a look at how Moderna stock has been trading, which it's been not trading too well recently. Take a look at future levels of support and resistance, and based on that, what we think Moderna stock could do. We'll also cover some key pieces of news that came out recently to determine, what that means for the stock moving forward. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on Moderna are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. So let me hit record and we will get right into it. So a couple things I want to cover real quick. If you like what I'm using here, I'm using Webull. If you want a link in the description to sign up, we'll both get some free shares if you use that. And the other thing is, I've noticed that there is someone by the name of Wellthy Stocks commenting on my videos, asking you to reach out to them for financial advice and giving a WhatsApp number. I just wanted to quickly make in my video, put that it's not me. I'm not going to ever ask you to reach out to someone else. Not going to give you anyone's number to reach out to. And also not going to ask you to invest in Bitcoin with someone else. So if you see those, it's not me. I try to delete them as quick as I can, but sometimes, I miss them, especially since they respond to people rather than directly commenting. One thing to just know is if I'm commenting, I think it's going to be a different color, or you could always just click on my name if you're not sure, and it'll take you to either my page, which is a real page with videos and subs, or it'll take you to a page with no subscribers and no videos, right? So that's the fake one. Just wanted to quickly make that. I know that, hopefully no one's falling for that, but just in case. So let's get right into Moderna now. Not a great day for the stock, not a great past few weeks for the stock, pushing up. What I want to cover here is, some news that came out. Today was a $15 down day, which is about 10.6%, you guys. And that is, not a great looking day for Moderna. So let's talk about some key pieces of news that came out. First things first, you guys know the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine got an approval, and that's great news for So the Johnson & Johnson vaccine got approval, and that's great news for us because it means, faster vaccine rollout and faster recovery. But at the same time, it's not good for Moderna because there was the potential of the US placing more orders, which now if we're gonna have the Johnson & Johnson one, which by the way is a lot easier to administer, it's traditional in the way that it's administered, and also not traditional in the way it's administered. The technology it uses is more traditional, and also that it's one dose, a lot easier, right? So that's something to keep in mind. I think that could have a little bit to do with, why Moderna has been selling off. For today specifically, this article came out that some people are experiencing delayed rashes after Moderna shots. There was a report on that. They're 4 inches wide, can take as long as 6 days to resolve. So that's what they're talking about. The good news is that they can be treated with ice and antihistamines. Can have skin reactions too. I don't necessarily think that this is crazy in terms of news, but I'm also trying to figure out why it fell 10% today. This news came out, the Johnson & Johnson came out a couple of days ago, so that could be it as well. And then the other thing is, look, they crushed earnings, they crushed guidance. They said, hey, we were expecting, they were expecting to make 700 million, but hey, we're gonna work to get 1 billion. So that's 300 million more doses. They were in 2021, they're hoping to make, 1.4 billion doses. So the CEO said, hey, we might live with COVID forever. It could be the flu shot. So all that's great stuff. But it's been very, very typical, you guys, right now that, company can crush earnings, they can crush guidance and still fall. You take a look at, Apple with the best quarter they've posted, they've been selling off since. Take a look at Zoom yesterday or 2 days ago, great earnings. Fell since. So the market's super weird right now. It doesn't really, look at a lot of things that you would typically look at. Great earnings apparently mean nothing. And we're just in a weird market right now. There's no other way to put it. So let's take a look at, Moderna stock, how it traded today. And we'll take a look at key levels of support and resistance for the stock. So right out the gate, we fell and broke below, tried to go up, and then, failed, hit up kind of against our 135 level, try to go at the VWAP again. So 1 rejection, 2 rejection, and then broke below. And the 3rd rejection came when we tried to break back into our 135 level, couldn't do it. Sold off flat at 130. So let's get into the daily chart now. You guys remember I had my full position. I sold a third at 145 and we got there way quicker than I was anticipating we would. Sold a third at the 176s. I actually sold a couple more last week. So I own a very, very small position in Moderna right now. Not because I don't believe in the company, but because with the sell-off that's happened over the past couple of weeks, I wanted to, allocate my money elsewhere on companies that I wanted to buy into, high growth companies that I see a lot more potential in. So that's why I did that. I do still own some shares because I think Moderna is a great company with great future, but now looking like a good decision because we've been selling off pretty badly here. So one thing I want to point out is RSI is at 36. 30 is considered oversold. So we are getting to that level pretty fast. So hopefully we see a bot out. Couple things I want to point out from future levels of support, future levels of resistance, where I see the stock going, where I think it needs to do rather. On the first upper kind of, if it starts to push up, the first level that I'm looking at is at 135, right? The reason being, here it tried to push back up towards 135, couldn't quite make it. So I'm expecting, that to be a little bit of resistance. The other level that I'm looking at after 135 is the 145 and then the 153 level. So those are the 3 levels I'm looking at on the upside. Remember that we broke below all EMAs in the recent weeks, and today we actually broke below the 89, so we'll take a look at that in a second as well. On the low side, we've got 126 coming up. That's the level that I'm looking at to see if we can reverse. And now let me get rid of these drawings for a second, talk about the EMA. So you guys remember back, if you've been with me for a while, we were making videos back here when it was looking really scary back in kind of late December, hoping for a turnaround. And I talked about, hey, this 89 EMA is kind of the last point that I'm looking at. Beyond that, things could get ugly. Thankfully, we saw a bounce above that 89 EMA. Today, though, with the way we've closed, we've actually closed slightly below the 89 EMA. We are hitting up against it kind of in the after hours. So that is one thing that I really want to point out, you guys. It's really important for Moderna stock to get above that 89 EMA. If you take a look here, the last time it was here was in October, hitting up or closing below it. And the next day we had a decent day, right? And so we were nicely above it. But it typically does not stay below that level for a while. Even here, right, when it was selling off, we got to, a point where it started to get bought up. So that's what I'm hoping for soon, right? If the market turns around, the market's also been really weak, right? So it's not just Moderna stock that's been selling off. The entire market's not doing too well. And so a lot of stocks are naturally caught up in that. But I'm hoping for a push above this 89 EMA and the 132s. The other thing I want to point out is the 200-day moving average is all the way down here at 95, which, again, not saying that we fall to that, because if I scroll out, right, we've never even gotten really close to that. The closest we've gotten here was, back in September, which if I bring the EMAs back, was a point where we were below the 89 EMA for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days before getting back above this line. So I'm hoping that, we don't stay below that 89 EMA for too long. Otherwise, I don't know what our next level of support is. I think we could have run room down to kind of here in the mid 120s. If that happens, low to mid 120s would be my next kind of support point if we keep going down. But hopefully in the next couple of days, we establish 132, we capture that, and then we make a push towards 145, which is the 55 EMA. So I think, overall market's been selling off. S&P 500 is not looking too good. I see more run room down there as well, like similar to last week where we ended between the 34 and the 55 EMA. We did go down the next day. So if we see that happen tomorrow, we could see another maybe red 1%, or at least, go down to touch it before we come back this day was not too bad, but we did go down. We thankfully hit the level, and then we started to push up, so that the overall day wasn't too bad, but we did go down. So that's what I'm hoping for. Again, capture of this 89 EMA and the 132s. If it doesn't even make an attempt, that's when I'm getting kind of worried. Hopefully it doesn't last for more than a couple days if, you know, we don't get it back tomorrow. But hopefully, you know, we see a green day tomorrow, we recover, and we start to push up. So that's all I had for you guys. Hope you guys all are having an amazing week. I know it's not been great trading wise, but let me know down in the comment section what you guys think of Moderna, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video if you enjoyed. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.